everybody, this is Strange to Society, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon 2 Ripto's Rage. Very excited about this. I bet some of you guys are too. Probably been looking forward to that. I am very excited to get through this. And as you can see, I've already 100%ed this game. Kind of. I'll get into that later. But anyway, we are going to start a new game right now, so let's go ahead and dive into it. And, yep, new save file right there in the middle. In the world of dragons.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores! Yeah! I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Last one there's a Nork!
Meanwhile, in the world of Avalar...
Is it working, Professor?
Almost. Just a few more adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto angrier.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
You saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, teeth like this, and they spit fire like this. They sound much more dangerous than Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
It's working! It's working! I've got a dragon!
Whoa! Rough landing. Hi! Which way's the... beach? Hey, stop staring! Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Well, someone forgot to invite me to the party. Were you trying to keep something from me? A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons! Yeah! Ow! Crush! Kill it! Kill it! Go! You imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later!
Who was that jerk?
That was Ripto, and we have to get rid of him. He's causing all sorts of trouble around here, but I haven't got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar. It'll help you begin to understand our worlds. Right now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute! How do we get ourselves into these messes, pal?
Is it just me, or does Spyro's voice sound familiar? Actually, in the very first Spyro game, Spyro was played by Carlos Alazvacui. Yeah, let's go with that. But from Spyro 2 and onward, for the next few games, he was played by Tom Kenny. Does this guy look familiar? No? How about now? Yeah, that's right. This guy is this guy. Which means this guy is also this guy. And Tom Kenny isn't known only for playing SpongeBob. He actually has quite the long list of voice acting. Just for instance, here's some of the characters that he's played.
Maybe it's your voice.
The city of Townsville. A safe haven for all. Except when the bank is being robbed.
Take anything you want. Just don't hurt Miss Bellum.
Miss Bellum, huh? What do you say I call you Sweet Cheeks?
Oh, call me anything you want, but just rob me and go away.
No! My bosom! What have I done? My friend!
my only friend.
Oh, help and bother.
Well, it all comes from eating too much.
It all comes from not having front doors big enough.
If I have to face that thing for months, well, I might as well make the best of it.
Now, a word from our sponsor.
Potatoes, 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 potatoes. Everyone eat potatoes.
Doll Man? His name is Doll Man? What?
This always works for me, Cat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in.
Garbage day. Hold on, dog. Control yourself. How about a bone or a game of fetch?
Garbage day.
Let's talk about this.
Garbage.
Looks like it's up to you and me. Yo, B, heed the power of my axe. Whoa! Killer moves, B.
And a whole lot more. He is played in so many different cartoons and video games as supporting roles and actors. It is insane. You guys should definitely check out his filmography on imdb.com, which is where I got most of this information from. Also, I'm going to have links to all of those videos in the description below so that you can check them out for yourself and really listen to his voice. Also, keep checking throughout this game for a bunch of the supporting characters, the side characters, and see if you can pick out who was played by Tom Kenny. Anyway, let's get back to the game. The adventure begins. Okay, so that was quite the interesting cutscene. As you can see, they got a lot more production value in this game, which is kind of cool. And we get dropped off here, and where here is actually our first level. It is not a hub world. We are actually starting off in the first level. This level is called Glimmer. And let's go talk to this guy.
Hi, Spyro! Welcome to Glimmer! Unfortunately for us, a mob of lizards just showed up and started stealing all of our gems. Can you stop them?
Okay, so every world actually has a little story within the world, and in this one, these lizards have taken a bunch of gems, so we've got to hunt them down. As always, this is a collection game, so we have a lot of gems to collect and some other things, but there are a lot of differences in this game. They made a lot of improvements. Most of them good, some of them maybe not so good. I guess this depends on what you like, but there's a lot more voice acting in here. We're going to run into a lot more friendly characters. When you kill an enemy, it does not turn into a gem like it did in the first game. Instead, it will turn into this little shines. I forget what it's called. I'll look that up and tell you guys later. But anyway, so they actually turn into this little ball of light. We have a guidebook that we can look through. And if you're in a level, you can open the guidebook. It shows your total lives, gems, and orbs there up at the top. And then it has our little box for the level that we're in. And we are in Glimmer. We have a little indentation there. Looks like a pickaxe. We'll find out more about that later. We have our gem count. There are 400 gems in every single level. There are not 100 in some and 500 in others. Every single level has 400 gems. Makes it a lot easier to remember. That little shine underneath the gem count is actually how many enemies we kill. There are 14 enemies in this level, and we can kill them all if we want. And then there are 3 orbs down at the bottom, and I'll get to that later. But let's keep going with this game. What I want to do with this game, as far as like recording and timing and everything else, is I want to do 1 level per video. So I might have some short ones, I might have some long ones. There's a couple levels that might take 2 videos just because there's a lot to do in them. Unlike Spyro, there are moves and things that you can learn, which will require us to do some backtracking. We'll get to a level and not have what we need in order to get everything until later, so we will have to do some backtracking for that. Another little thing, we can glide, and when you press the triangle, we get a little boost up. We're going to learn more about that later, and that'll actually help us to get to certain ledges a bit easier. As always, we still have the Flame Breath. We have the Charge Attack. Pretty basic stuff. We have the same Spyro starting off with that we did before. Sparks is not only the guy, or Firefly, that helps us collect gems, but he also is our life meter. We are at full life right now, and so he is gold. If we take a hit, he will turn blue, and then if we take another hit, he will turn green, and then if we take another hit, he will be gone, and we will be on our own, and then if we take another hit, then we will lose a life. We will die and have to start the level at a certain spot. The enemies might respawn, but once you collect a gem, you have it for good. You do not have to recollect gems or anything like that. So that's interesting. Those are just some of the basic changes. I will get into more of the changes as we come across different things. So as always, we have gems to collect. Every world has its own special item that we need to collect. And then this is Zoe, so let's talk to her.
Spyro, I'm a friend of Alora's, and she's asked me to help you out. Whenever you find me, I'll remember your progress like this. That zap means that if you get into trouble, I'll return you to this place. See you around.
Okay, so we no longer have to save dragons, but our checkpoints will be Zoe here, this fairy. So if you ever see Zoe flying around, you know that's our checkpoint. Does not refill our health or anything like that, but saves our progress. Any enemies we killed and gems we collected will now be saved. Okay, let's see what we got around here. This guy is chasing this lizard, so let's help him out. Take care of that. And let's talk to this guy.
We gem cutters are a bit too short to climb these ladders. Looks like you are too. After you learn to climb, come back to Glimmer to see me.
Okay, so we have a ladder here, and we cannot climb this ladder yet. We actually have to learn how to climb a ladder. It's kind of ridiculous, but hey, whatever you want to do. You know, game mechanics and all that. But so this is one area where we will have to backtrack. There is a way to possibly get up there, but that would be kind of cheaping the game, and I don't want to do any cheats or shortcuts or anything like that. I kind of want to play it the way it should be played for the most part. So I won't be trying to cheat my way through that. But anyway, we have another character here, and this guy will be a recurring character, and most people do not like this guy, and for very good reason.
Ah, you must be the dragon everyone is talking about. Well, dragon or not, I'm afraid there is a small fee to open the bridge. It will cost you 100 of your gems to cross.
Yeah, so every time we see this guy, he's going to ask us for gems in order to do something. He will either teach us moves or do something that will allow us to continue on our path. So we have to give him 100 gems. We can say no, and we have 155, so that's good.
You'll have to pay up sooner or later. It's the only way across. I have to look after my, Avalar's financial well-being. You know.
Okay, so you can keep refusing him, and he'll get a little mad at you the more times you do it as you talk to him. But let's go ahead and do this. We'll skip this conversation. Back again. I already skipped it. I forgot. I didn't realize it was going to be a different dialogue. And with plenty of treasure, I see. Would you like me to open the bridge? I won't even increase the price. Okay, so let's go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Dragon. Spyro, was it? You can now use the bridge whenever you want, free of charge. I hope we meet again, when you have even more gems.
Okay, so we opened the bridge. That guy will get quite annoying, but before we cross the bridge, let's go ahead and check out what's down here. Okay, got a whole bunch of gems, some more enemies. Doing pretty good with that. Once again, I will be 100%ing this game. I will show you everything this game has to offer, at least as much as I can and as much as I know. I will be looking up some things and showing them off. I'm doing something special for this series. Probably every video, every other video, you're going to see something different, something new, some kind of information that I'm going to pass along, kind of like what I did during the cutscene earlier. So, and different things, not just that kind of stuff, but other things as well.
To get a good look around, hold down the triangle button. Try using triangle to look around this cave.
Alright, very good. So, once again, we can press triangle and look around and maneuver. Very good for when we have to shoot specific targets that are flying around. so we want to keep that in mind. We have killed 11 enemies. There's only 3 left. I like all these counters. The one downside I would say is that your gem counter up there on the top counts your gems in total across all levels. It does not count the gems you've collected within the level. So you have to remember, especially after paying money bags and stuff like that, you have to remember how many gems you started with if you want to not continually go into the pause screen to see how many you have left. But anyway, here's another guy. Let's talk to him.
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards. Please take this talisman of Glimmer as a sign of our gratitude. This magic portal next to me will take you to Summer Forest, one of the homeworlds of Avalar.
Okay, so once we complete a main objective in a world, we are given a talisman and the portal to go home. The portal is not available. You actually have to reach a certain point in order for us to go back to the hub world. We're not going to do that yet because there's more to explore and more things to collect in here, and we want to make sure we get as much as we can. Like I said, we will be coming back once we learn how to climb ladders, as ridiculous as that sounds. Anyway, so let's do some more collecting for now so that we don't have nearly as much to do. Once again, we have health animals. If you can destroy certain little creatures in a level, a butterfly will come out and Sparks will eat the butterfly. If you are at full health, Sparks will still eat the butterfly, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later. I'll also cover more talismans once we get some more information on that in-game. But, so our main task throughout the game is to get through each level and collect the talisman at the end of the level. That will change slightly once we get to a certain point in the game, but for now, that's all we know. And we don't even really know that because we haven't learned that quite yet, but anyway. Something different about this game is we now have these portals here, which once you kill a certain amount of enemies, that will power these things that will give us special powers. But let's talk to this guy.
Great! The Superfly power-up is active, and you can restart our gem lamps. Flame all the lamps quickly, and the big gem lamp will light. The power-up will give you enough magic to fly for a short time.
Okay, so every level has a couple mini-games or tasks that we need to complete. That's how we get our orbs that we saw on there. For this one, we have to fly through and light the lamps. The difficulty for this one is 1 star, which means it's pretty easy. Good idea, considering this is the first level that you're thrown into. But now we can fly. You can see a little bar on the side there. That is our timer. That is our flight meter, if you will. And that will tell us how long we have until we need to recharge our flight. Thankfully, this is not timed by any means, just as long as we get back to recharge our flight if it runs out.
Thanks for helping me light the lamp, Spyro. A fairy gave me this orb, but I like gems better. You take it instead.
Okay, we have our first orb. There are 64 in the game. We will get them through various means, most of the time completing some task or mini-game for somebody. But now that we've done that, we do not need to be in the minigame mode to activate the flight. We can actually activate the flight whenever we want now, which is pretty cool. But once again, it is timed. I just kind of went down. We do have a little portal that would allow us to get up there. Oh, I need to change the camera. Hold on. One thing I did in the last game is change the camera to active, and that way it is always trying to center itself behind Spyro. I'm going to do that once again. It's just a whole lot easier since the camera controls are actually the shoulder buttons and not the control stick. And also for you guys, I'm going to put the map on, although it is kind of useless to me because there's so many layers to each level that the map really doesn't help a whole lot, but I'm going to have it on anyway just so you guys can see what it is, what the area looks like. And it appears there in our bottom left corner, so that shows our map. It can be useful when looking for... Okay, I keep pressing down, and that's doing that, but I'm hearing the beeping, so I need to recharge my flight. So let's go ahead and do that. Anyway, the map can be useful when hold on, looking for gems. So we can fly up here. We no longer have the chests like we did before. We have these pots and different things that we can break open in order to get gems. Once again, the color of gems is about the same. You have your red for one, your let me think. There's red for one, green for 2, I think. I could be wrong on that one. I'm just trying to think. Blue was 5. Purple was 25. There are very few in that. Okay, so the 10 was the green. I think the yellow is 2. Yeah, okay, so green is 2 and yellow is 10. That's how that works. Okay.
These little lizards have eaten my entire crop of gems. I've tried hitting them with rocks, but they're too fast for me. You can try using one of my rocks. If you have any questions, just ask me.
Okay, so we have another mini game. Let's go ahead. We'll pick up this rock here. And this is where triangle becomes very useful. You can aim. It has a little target right there for you. And what we want to do is hit this lizard. You can aim a little high because there will be an arc.
Follow me to the next lizard.
You can aim a little high because there will be a little arc. And in order to get over here, we can do that. Press triangle, get a little boost, and then we can get to that gem right there, which is quite helpful. So now we got to follow him to the next lizard. Let's see where he goes. Okay, he's going up the lift here, the swirly, as I like to call them, even though I think they're actually called whirlwinds.
You can spit pretty far, Spyro! See if you can spit all the way to that lizard!
As you can imagine, the same button to spit is the button that you use to shoot your flame breath, which is circle. And which is actually works really well since you're pressing the triangle button. Then circle is right there, so that makes it easy. As you can see, we have a counter. We have 6 dragons in total that we're going to knock out for this guy, but each one is in a different location.
To hit that lizard up high, you'll have to aim. Press and hold the triangle button to aim, then press circle to spit.
So it was possible to hit those guys without aiming. I just prefer to do it. It's a lot easier. I think there is a little bit of an auto-aim if you don't go into aiming mode, but this is just faster and easier. So anyway, so we're halfway done. We follow this guy, and he's actually going to go back into the other area. Actually, I think he's going into that cave area right now for our next one. So let's follow him and see where he goes. There's gems up there, but I cannot reach them yet. Well, I could, but I will save that for when I come back. Okay, just to get that. And then once you get the rock, I actually like to just jump up here, get a little bit easier because the guy that we need to hit is actually on top of that thing right there. So let's do that. Knocked him out. Okay, he's going to move forward on to the next spot. And some of these games are really easy, but some of them can be really annoying. And there may be times where I spend quite a bit of time trying to complete some of them. But for the most part, though, they're not all that bad. Just maybe a little time consuming, like this one happened to run back and forth to the different areas. Okay, so we got this one, and we have the lizard up there. You want to get them fast because they will move around and get out of the way at points. But now we can follow him, and he can jump high, but we cannot jump high, so I need to get up here. And here we go.
You can pick up a rock in your mouth by just walking up to it. To spit it out, press the circle button.
Okay, if we haven't figured that out by now, then we're not doing good. But anyway, actually I think I talked to him by accident, so. But our last guy is actually up here on top of this tower. And we got him.
You saved my crop of gems from the lizards. Here, take this orb. Some girl with wings dropped it here yesterday.
Okay, and then he gives us another rock, but we really don't need it. So it sounded like there's a bunch of fairies leaving orbs all over the place, and we'll find out more about why that is later on. But for now, let's go ahead and move forward, and I'm actually going to leave this level for now, and I'll get everything else once I come back. Right now we are at 328 gems and 3 of the orbs, but we have the artifact, and that's what we really need right now. Like I said, I will come back later on once I get a certain move, which will allow me to complete this level. And we're going to see that in a couple of levels here, but let's go to Summer Forest.
Oh no! Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi, I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
There are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto. Hunter, where have you been?
I got a little lost.
Spyro's going to help us collect the talismans.
I am?
Yes.
Spyro, look. There's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and convince the inhabitants to give you their talisman. You can keep them in your guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talisman? If you come across any orbs, they're important too, but I'll tell you about them later.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Yeah, it's not going to be quite that easy, but Spyro 2 is not really that hard of a game, even if you're going out of your way to collect everything. There's just a few annoying parts, but with that, I'm actually going to stop it here. So I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys are enjoying and looking forward to what I have coming up next. So I'll see you then. Take care.